Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding starting.
At 6. Visibility 10 miles or more. Ceiling 3000 broken. Temperature 30. Dew point 25. QNH1008. Landing runway 32 left. Departing runway 32 right. Transition level 140. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Air 523, on our way to Daegu Airport.
Air 523, Gimpo delivery. Expect runway 32 right. Sometime 1 Whiskey departure. Squawk 0230.
Sometime 1 Whiskey departure. Squawk 0230. Air 523.
Air 523, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start. Air 523. Thanks.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, the newest weather shows good conditions. We'll plan to push and start for a 2-engine taxi. There are no hot spots along our taxi route. It will be a left seat takeoff. And no need for radar today. We'll plan on a normal thrust takeoff. Prior to V1, for any master warning, engine fire or failure that will prevent the aircraft from flying safely, we'll abort and stop on the runway. After V1, we'll take it flying and deal with it in the air and plan to come back here. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, that completes the brief. Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
Five, 6, 0, 9 kilograms.
Seatbelts.
On.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Baro ref.
1013. Set.
1013. Set. Cockpit preparation checklist completed.
Air Busan 237. Request IF or clearance to Daegu.
Air Busan Busan 237, Gimpo delivery, expect runway 32 right, Oscar 2 Quebec departure. Squawk 6624.
Ospit 2 Quebec departure. Squawk 6624. Air Busan 237.
Air Busan 237, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9 when ready for pushback or engine start. Air Busan 237.
GN 523, contact Gimpo Tower 118.1.
Contact Tower 118.1. Jin Air 523. EasterJet 223, Gate 3, request pushback.
QA 9720, Gate 6 taxi via Echo 1. Hold short runway 32 right.
Gate 6 via Echo 1. Hold short runway 32 right, QA 9720.
EasterJet 223, Gimpo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Pushback approved, face southwest, EasterJet 223.
QA 9720, cross runway 32 right at Echo 1. Continue taxi via Echo 1, Echo, Echo 2, Papa, Papa 3.
Cross runway 32 right at Echo 1. Continue taxi via Echo 1, Echo, Echo 2, Papa, Papa 3, QA 9720. 223, request taxi.
EasterJet 223, runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha.
Runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha, EasterJet 223. Korean Air 2119, at ramp November 307, request pushback.
Korean Air 2119, Gimpo ground, pushback approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved. Face northwest. Korean Air 2119.
EasterJet 223, contact Gimpo Tower 118.1.
Over to Tower 118.1, EasterJet 223.
Air Busan 237, at gate 8, request pushback.
Air Busan 237, Gimpo ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback approved. Face west, Air Busan 237.
Korean Air 2119, taxi for departure.
Before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Korean Air
Set.
2119,
Takeoff speed and
runway
thrust.
32 right taxi via Papa, November 3, Papa 4, Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha.
V1, 1, 5, 7. VR,
Runway 32
1,
right taxi
7,
via Papa,
2,
November
V2,
3, Papa
1,
4,
7,
Romeo,
6,
Papa 1,
V1
Alpha,
1 5
Korean Air
7 VR
2119.
1 7 2 V2 1 7 6 windows
closed,
beacon
on.
before start checklist completed.
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel. Please set parking brakes. Waiting 이용 confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Jeju Air 145, date 14, request pushback.
Jeju Air 145, Gimpo ground, pushback approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Jeju Air 145.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Air Busan 237, ready to taxi to the active.
Air Busan 237, runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha.
Runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha, Air Busan 237.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM
Jeju
status.
Air 145, taxi for departure.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Jeju Air
28% set.
145,
Rudder trim.
runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha.
Runway 32 right taxi via Romeo, Papa 1, Alpha, Jeju Air 145.
Neutral.
After start checklist completed.
All aircraft be advised information Yankee
Clear
now
left
current.
side.
Clear right side.
QNH1008.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Flight control check.
Ready? Full down. Full up. Neutral.
Taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Taxi checklist completed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted. Placards fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt to release your seatbelt. Lift a metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all
Korean
times.
Air 2119, hold position
Doors
for
are
traffic.
marked with extra
I'll call you
signs
back.
and instructions for door operation.
Hold position.
Door is
Korean Air
2119.
2119.
Locate the exit nearest you. The
Korean
nearest
Air
exit is
2119,
behind you.
continue taxi.
In an emergency, lights will illuminate the
Continue
aisle.
taxi. Korean Air
The cabin is
2119.
pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or laboratory. Cabin lights will now be turned
Korean
off.
Air 1179 Heavy, at gate 10, request pushback and engine
Thank you
start.
for your attention.
Korean Air 1179 Heavy, Gimpo ground, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Korean Air 1179 Heavy. Airbus on 237, contact Gimpo Tower 118.1.
Over to Tower 118.1, Air Busan 237. Air Busan 237, ready to go, runway 32 right.
Air Busan 237, Gimpo Tower, wind 210 at 9er, runway 32 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 32 right, cleared for takeoff. Air Busan 237.
Takeoff runway confirm. Approach path clear of traffic. Cabin crew be seated for takeoff.
Lineup checklist.
Takeoff runway.
Checked.
Checked. TCAS.
TARA.
Korean Air
Tax 1 and 2.
2119, ready to go.
On.
Runway
Lineup
32
checklist
right.
completed.
Takeoff.
Check.
Korean Air 2119, hold short of 32 right, departing traffic.
Will call. Hold short of 32 right for traffic. Korean Air 2119.
Gimpo Tower, Air Busan 8818, ILS runway 32 left.
Air Busan 8818, wind 210 at 9er, runway 32 left cleared to land.
Runway
Thrust
32 left
100
cleared to
knots.
land.
Check.
Air Busan 8818.
Korean Air 2119, runway 32 right, line up and wait.
V1.
Runway 32 right. Line up and wait. Korean Air
Rotate.
2119.
Gimpo
Copy,
Tower,
climb.
Korean Air 1256, ILS runway 32 left.
Gear up.
Korean Air 1256, Gimpo Tower, wind 210 at 9er, runway 32 left cleared to land.
Runway 32 left cleared to land. Korean Air 1256.
Korean Air 2119, Gimpo Tower, wind 210 at 9er, runway 32 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 32 right. Cleared for takeoff. Korean Air 2119.
Air Busan 237, contact Seoul departure 121.4.
Contact Seoul departure 121.4, Air Busan 237.
Flaps 0.
Seoul departure,
Speed check.
Air Busan 237.
Flaps
Good
0.
afternoon, 2,400 feet.
Air Busan 237, Seoul departure, good afternoon, identified, climb to 10,000 feet.
Climb to 10,000 feet, Air Busan 237.
Seoul departure. Korean Air 2119. 1,800 feet.
Korean Air 2119, Seoul departure, identified, climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150. Korean Air 2119.
Sole departure, Jeju Air 145, 1,100 feet. Jeju Air 145, sole departure, good afternoon, identified, climb to 12,000 feet, QNH1008. Climb to 12,000 feet, QNH1008, Jeju Air 145. Jeju Air 145, cleared direct speeds. Resume own navigation. Cleared direct speeds. Resume own navigation, Jeju Air 145.
Clear
Sole
rad and
departure,
Okay.
Korean Air 1179 Heavy, good afternoon, 700 feet.
Air Busan 237, contact Incheon control 125.45. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 125.45. Air Busan 237. Bye-bye. Incheon Control, Air Busan 237, through 7,800 feet for 10,000 feet, direct QD 090.
Air Busan 237, Incheon Control, identified, climb to flight level 210.
Climb to flight level 210, Air Busan 237.
Incheon Control, Jeju Air 145, good afternoon. Through 9,000 feet for 12,000 feet, direct beams. Jeju Air 145, Incheon Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 240. Climb to flight level 240, Jeju Air 145. Asiana 8962, contact Seoul approach 119.1. Contact Seoul approach 119.1, Asiana 8962. Air Seoul 703, contact Daegu control 128.17. Have a good afternoon. Contact Daegu control 128.17. Air Seoul 703, have a good afternoon. G Air 523, Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07. Report ready for descent. Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07, ready for descent. G Air 523. G Air 523, descend to flight level 090. Descend to flight level 090, G Air 523.
Incheon Control, Korean Air 1179 Heavy, good afternoon, through 7,200 feet for 10,000 feet.
Korean Air 1179 Heavy, Incheon Control, identified, climb to 13,000 feet.
Climb to 13,000 feet, Korean Air 1179 Heavy.
G Air 007, contact Nanchang control 120.5. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 120.5, G Air 007, bye-bye.
Incheon 311 QNH1008, expect aboard me runway 15 left with the pose-up transition. QNH1008, expect avoid me runway 15 left with opposite transition. Air Incheon 311. EasterJet 223, Incheon control. Expect Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07. Expect Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07, EasterJet 223. Jeju Air 1703QN H1008, expect avoid me runway 15 left with the
Set
POSAP
standard.
transition.
Standard cross-check. Passing flight level 146.
QNH1008, expect avoid me runway 15 left with the POSAP transition. Jeju Air 1703. Air Incheon 311, cleared direct POSAP, cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet, cleared board me runway 15 left. Cleared direct POSAP, cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet, cleared board me runway 15 left, Air Incheon 311. Air Seoul 724, Incheon control. Expect Gukdo 1 Alpha, runway 15 left.
Expect Delta 1 Alpha, runway 15 left, Air Seoul 724.
QA 214 QNH1008, expect aboard me runway 15 left with the POSAP transition. QNH1008, expect aboard me runway 15 left with the POSAP transition. QA 214. Ethiopian 672 Heavy, you are assigned flight level 410. I show you at flight level 420. Descend to flight level 410.
Woko, descend to flight level 410, Ethiopian 672 Heavy.
Jeju Air 1511, Incheon control. Expect Gukdo 1 Alpha, runway 15 left.
Expect Gukdo 1 Alpha, runway 15 left. Jeju Air 1511.
Jeju Air 1511, descend to flight level 270.
Descend to flight level 270, Jeju Air 1511.
Air China 729, contact
1000
Gimpo approach
check.
134.4.
Contact Gimpo approach 134.4, Air China 729.
Sienna 722 Heavy QN H1008. Expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition.
QN H1008 expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition. Sienna 722 Heavy.
And your beverage choices available. We request that you
G-Air 732 Heavy QN H1008. Expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition.
QN H1008 expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition. G-Air 732 Heavy.
G-Air 732 Heavy. Descend to 1,600 feet. QN H1008.
Descend to 1,600 feet. QN H1008. G-Air 732 Heavy.
EasterJet 704. Contact U1 approach 129.65.
Contact U1 approach 129.65. EasterJet 704.
Jeju Air 1703. Cleared direct POSAP. Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left.
Cleared direct POSAP. Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left. Jeju Air 1703.
G-Air 732 Heavy. 1 miles from Alkik. Turn left. Heading 165. Maintain 1,600 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 16 right.
Turn left. Heading 165. 1,600 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 16 right. G-Air 732 Heavy.
QA 116 QN H1008. Expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition. QN H1008. Expect the ILS runway 16 right with the Biden transition. QA 116. Sienna 158. Contact Daegu Control 128.17. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 128.17 at Sienna 158.
G-Air 732 Heavy. Contact Incheon Tower 118.8.
Over to Tower 118.8. G-Air 732 Heavy.
Korean Air 713. Contact Daegu Control 128.17.
Contact Daegu Control 128.17. Korean Air 713.
EasterJet 223. Dotol 2 Papa. Runway 07. Report ready for descent. Dotol 2 Papa. Runway 07. Ready for descent. EasterJet 223. EasterJet 223. Descend to flight level 090. Descend to flight level 090. EasterJet 223. Sienna 103 Heavy QN H1008. Expect the board me runway 15 left with the POSAP transition.
QN H1008. Expect the board me runway 15 left with the POSAP transition. Sienna 103 Heavy. Incheon Control. Korean Air 2119.
You have
for
control.
2,100 feet for flight level 150 direct K.
Air Incheon 311. Contact Incheon Tower 118.8.
Contact Tower 118.8.
Are you ready for the
Air
arrival
Incheon
brief?
311.
Our current weather shows nice VFR conditions, and we've got the arrival and approach
Korean
guidance
Air
and FMS for
2119.
descent plan to
Incheon
get down to
Control.
the airport.
Radar
It'll be an
contact.
ILS
Climb to
approach.
flight
The
level
runway is dry,
310.
and we take the first available turn in taxi to the gate for
Climb to
ATC
flight level
instructions.
310.
Once cleared, we can
Korean Air
plan to start the
2119.
APU for taxiing. Any questions?
No questions.
Brief complete.
Gene Air 212QN H1008. Expect the board me runway 15 left with the pose-up transition.
QNH1008 expect the board me runway 15 left with the pose-up transition. Gene Air 212.
Air Busan 237, Incheon control. Expect up at 1, runway 31 left.
Expect up at 1, runway 31 left, Air Busan 237.
Incheon control, Air Busan 8019, 12,400 feet.
Air Busan 8019, Incheon control. Radar contact. Climb to flight level 240.
Climb to flight level 240, Air Busan 8019.
Air Busan 237, approaching our top of descent, ready for descent.
Air Busan 237, up at 1, runway 31 left. Descend to 12,000 feet, QNH1007.
Up at 1, runway 31 left, descend to 12,000 feet, Air Busan 237.
Gene Air 411, contact Jeju approach 119.225.
Contact Jeju approach 119.225, Gene Air 411.
Incheon control, Korean Air 1827, good afternoon. Through 9,300 feet for 12,000 feet. Korean Air 1827, Incheon control, radar contact, climb to flight level 250. Climb to flight level 250, Korean Air 1827. Incheon control, Sienna 350, descending via Rebit 2 Hotel, flight level 175.
1013, set.
1013, set.
Sienna 350, Incheon control, radar contact.
Now.
Checked.
Jeju Air 1306, contact Daegu control 128.17. Contact Daegu control 128.17, Jeju Air 1306. Incheon control, Japan Air 93 Heavy, descending via Gukdo 2 Tango, flight level 181. Sienna 8970 Heavy, Incheon control, expect Ullman 2 Tango, runway 32 left. Expect Ullman 2 Tango, runway 32 left, Sienna 8970 Heavy. Jeju Air 1703, contact Incheon Tower 118.8. Have a good afternoon. Over to Tower 118.8, Jeju Air 1703. Japan Air 93 Heavy, Incheon control, radar contact. Hainan 473, contact Daegu control 128.17. Bye-bye. Center on 128.17, Hainan 473. Jeju Air 1511, descend to flight level 170. Descend to flight level 170, Jeju Air 1511. Sienna 103 Heavy, cleared direct pose up, Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left.
Cleared direct POSAP. Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left. Sienna 103 heavy.
Air Seoul 724. Descend to flight level 170.
Descend to flight level 170, Air Seoul 724.
Korean Air 1827, Incheon control. Expect Daegu, runway 18 right.
Expect Daegu, runway 18 right. Korean Air 1827.
Korean Air 1827, Daegu, runway 18 right. Report ready for descent.
Daegu, runway 18 right, ready for descent. Korean Air 1827.
Korean Air 1827, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 6,000 feet, Korean Air 1827.
Korean Air 1827, contact Gimpo approach 134.4.
Contact Gimpo approach 134.4. Korean Air 1827.
Jean Air 212, cleared direct POSAP. Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left.
Cleared direct POSAP. Cross POSAP at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared board me runway 15 left. Jean Air 212.
Sienna 8970 heavy, Oman 2 Tango, runway 32 left. Report ready for descent. Oman 2 Tango, runway 32 left, ready for descent. Sienna 8970 heavy. Sienna 8970 heavy, descend to flight level 190. Descend to flight level 190, Sienna 8970 heavy. Jeju Air 145, Incheon control, expect Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07. Expect Dotal 2 Papa, runway 07, Jeju Air 145.
Incheon control, Airspring A792, flight level 320.
Airspring 8792, Incheon control, radar contact. Incheon control, Air Seoul 746, good afternoon, flight level 260. Air Seoul 746, Incheon control, identified. Ethiopian 672 heavy, contact Daegu control 128.17, bye-bye.
Contact Daegu control 128.17, Ethiopian 672 heavy.
Korean Air 2119, contact Daegu control 128.17.
Contact Daegu control 128.17, Korean Air 2119.
1,000 to go.
Check.
Air Busan 237. Contact Daegu approach 120.25.
Contact Daegu approach 120.25. Air Busan 237. Daegu departure, Air Busan 237. 12,600 feet. We have Quebec.
Air Busan 237, Daegu approach. QNH1007, expect the visual approach runway 31 left.
QNH1007, expect the visual approach runway 31 left, Air Busan 237.
Air Busan 237, descend to 9,000 feet, QNH1007.
Descend to 9,000 feet, QNH1007, Air Busan 237.
$1,000 to go.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination
Air Busan
shortly.
237, descend to 6,000 feet.
Please see the customer service agent meeting this flight or video monitors inside the terminal.
Descend to 6,000 feet, Air Busan 237.
For your continued safety, flight attendants will now walk through the cabin to secure it for landing. We'll be collecting all service items, newspapers, and any other items you wish to discard or may not be taking off the aircraft with you. Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices. Stow these devices within all
Approach
other carry-on
checklist.
items.
Barrow rest.
Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight.
Set.
1, 0, 0,
Please
7,
stow your
set.
tray tables,
Seatbelts.
return your seats to their upright
On.
positions,
Minimum.
and check the security of
3,
your seatbelts.
1,
We will be
8,
landing shortly.
set.
Thank you.
Auto brake.
Low armed.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist completed.
Activate approach phase.
Air Busan 237, leave outbound heading 225. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 31 left.
Leave Ukbat heading 225. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 31 left, Air Busan 237.
Air Busan 237, turn right, heading 225. Vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 225, Air Busan 237.
1,000 to go.
Air
Check.
Busan 237, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Air Busan 237.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Airbus on 237. Airport is at your tool. Clock 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
Gear down.
Gear down. Cabin crew be seated for landing.
Airbus on 237. Airport is at your tool. Clock 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
Looking for field, Airbus on 237.
Airbus on 237. Turn right, heading 315.
Turn right, heading 315. Airbus
check.
on 237.
Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
Airbus on 237. Field in sight.
Airbus on 237. Clear visual approach runway 31 left.
Cleared visual approach 31 left. Airbus on 237.
Airbus on 237. Contact Daegu Tower 126.2.
Over to Tower 126.2. Airbus on 237. Daegu Tower, Airbus on 237. Visual runway 31 left.
Airbus on 237. Daegu Tower. Wind 270 at 7. Runway 31 left cleared to land.
Runway 31 left cleared to land. Airbus on 237.
Radar altimeter alive.
Check. Landing checklist.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist completed. Sync rate. 1,000.
Check.
Pitch.
1,000. $500. 400. 100 above.
100 above.
Check. Continue.
200.
Check. Minimums.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
Well, that was a tough one. We might as well ask for an inspection.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Desal.
Airbus on 237. Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Airbus on 237.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign
After landing
and the
checklist.
aircraft is parked
Radar and
safely at
predictive
the
wind
gate.
shear system.
This will be your indication it is safe to move
Off.
about the cabin.
After landing checklist
Gather
completed.
your belongings and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future flight.
Airbus on 237. Request taxi to company gate.
Air Busan 237. Gate 3 taxi via Delta 1, Foxtrot 1.
Gate 3 via Delta 1, Foxtrot 1, Airbus on 237.
Parking checklist.
Parking brake or chocks.
Set.
Engines.
Off.
Wing lights.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking checklist completed.
Deboarding requested. Passenger deboarding starting.